Right. Where we left off last time, we ended the episode right here, and we are now moving on to the Storm King base to see how progress on that is going. So I'll see you there. And so we are almost at the Storm King base. This, this is pretty much just like encased in cobblestone to protect him from ghast attacks. It is not 100% safe, but it is a lot more safe than it used to be. But I haven't done a lot here, aside from just throwing stone bricks everywhere. It is evening now, and we can see what I have done with the base so far. And I do like how this looks in the night. So let me just fly in here. Ow, ow. That was so bad. That might have been the worst I have ever flown. And I also want to just sleep through the night. To show things outside. It is not safe outside normally, which you can probably hear. So yeah, this is the front of the Storm King base or Storm King fortress that I'm building. And I think the front is almost complete. I obviously need a door. I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but I'll try to see if I can get something to work. I also have some sweet berries over there, and as you can hear, there are some snow foxes in there. Those are Snowy's parents. I went to a lot of trouble getting these snow foxes. So they are tied to a pole here, otherwise they would run off. And usually, when they do have a little box kit, it just kind of runs under here over to the sweet berry bushes, and then it just disappears. I don't know if it despawns or if there are just like a lot of fox kids in the area, which would now be grown foxes, I guess. But yeah, I also usually keep this at the front until I actually have something proper to put. There we go. Something proper to put in the door, because, well, I don't really want to light up the area aside from these lanterns up here, and that is to bring focus to the building in the middle of the night. And that works nicely. But I also don't want monsters, especially creepers, to wander in, so for now I have this barricade in place. That is going to disappear. I also have to do something to the side here, probably a bit of the same that I've done to the front, with a few bits of structure just pushing out to add a bit more depth, so it's not just a blank wall. Even if most aren't going to see it from this angle, I still wanted to have a little bit of detail here. And the top, I especially need to work on the top, but that's because I did not have much of an idea of what to do. I think I had planned to build something here, but I think I'm just gonna go raised up a few so that these bits of the symbol from out front is raised and entirely covered. And then I'm probably just gonna do a little bit like this, where it just kind of juts up a little from the wall. Probably create some actual walls here so that mobs that end up spawning up here cannot just drop down, because I think what I also want is to have a little bit of a balcony here that you can walk out on from inside, and then you would look out over this area. I think that would be pretty cool. But if I don't have walls here, I would be very worried that creepers would just drop down and be able to explode or even go inside. And if I move the ceiling up like 3, then I should also be able to make this like a 2-story or a 2-floor room where we have some stairs going up, and then we have a second room on top rather than this being one big room. I think that is the the plan for now. I also don't know what I want to do with the floor. I think I want to do something with the warped wood, but I haven't entirely decided on it yet. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. And in here we have our new storage. The design is pretty much going to be just this. I'm gonna have it... What's it called? I'm gonna have it split into sections. Like this is going to be the nether section. This is gonna be the mineral and ore section. Then there's the monster bits. Then I'm gonna have all the green stuff like wood and such. And this is gonna be my bulk storage. And then I probably also want to have a section for the sea and a section for all the colored blocks. And I think that should be about it. And over here we have pretty much all the miscellaneous, all the the junk items, so to speak, that I don't really have any specific storage area for. These would just be like books and horse armor and minecarts and all the random bits and bobs. And in here is all the things that I can grow. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Things that I can grow go in here. So this area is not entirely done, but now that I have just, when I've gotten a bit more cobbled deep slate, I can finish up this room. I think that's probably going to be one of the first things I do is finish up this room, and then I'm going to finish up the top of the building out here, push this up a few blocks maybe, or at the very least do the top of the build properly. And after that, we can see what we're going to do with this room, because this is probably where I am the most on the fence on what to do with both the floor and the room itself. So that's going to be our project for now. It is to finish that room, the ceiling, and the room we're standing in, and see how it ends up. Alright, actually, I thought of something while I have been doing the floor and the ceiling here. That is, instead of just having the light in the bottom here, maybe I make some support pillars with glowstone being the pillar itself. And I want to see how that's going to look. Should I use polished deep slate stairs for that? I think maybe I do. And I also figured maybe for the foxes I can make a cave outside for them to be in. Let's just make... Where's the... Oh, it's down there. There we go. Maybe I can make like a cave outside in here in the mountain where they can just live, and I can fence it off. And they can have a nice little place outside. That is the good thing about doing these slightly monotonous tasks, is that you sometimes just get some ideas while you're doing it. Right, let me see if I can actually get this to work. What if I do something like this? Then we have just a block here that's not going to be visible. Probably also just a block in the ceiling. It's also not going to be visible. So touch that. How about something like that? Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't hate it, but what if we do this instead? Oh. I think I like that more. Part of me kind of wanted to be taller, but I don't know. I mean, the placement of it would be ideally maybe here would be the pillar. And then also on the other side here, instead of being so much in the middle, but it would be a bit more off to the side. Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna have to try to actually just make that, aren't I? See how it looks. All right, I'm gonna remove it for now and finish with the walls here, and then I'll get back to it and see if that's something I want to just have. Because it would make sense that there would be support pillars in here, wouldn't it? It's just a very big room without any real support aside from the walls. Yeah, I'm gonna think a little bit about that, and then I'm gonna continue with the walls here. As for the actual walls in the castle, I have been using a mix of basalt and cobbled deep slate, just kind of spread around in random patterns throughout. And I want the deep slate is I don't know if you call it a directional block, but depending on which way it faces, you actually have different looks and textures of it. Because if I place it here, it looks way different. And that is not the look I'm going for. So I want to place it like these ones here. And I think that's it. Then I just place in the cobbled deep slate like this. And that's pretty much how I have done all of the walls in the castle. The ceiling is just deep slate all around, and the floor is deep slate tiles in the storage room at least. But the walls are cobbled deep slate and basalt all around. I have mixed in some deep slate bricks in the front where I want to push out the structure a little bit. But the foundation is this all the way. I think it mixes really well together. So I just need to do it on the other side. Right, the floor, ceiling, and the walls are now done, except the very end, but that's because I don't know if I want to expand any further. I want to get all my storage, all the chests in place before I finish up the very end there. And I think I actually also want to color code this and see how it looks. By like doing this all the way from the nether section and choosing something that reminds me of the ores and minerals for the ores and minerals section and so on. So I will do that, and I will get back once we're done. Okay, and here we are with the storage system mostly up and running. I did decide to go with the glowstone pillars for a light source, and I think it looks pretty good. So we're keeping that for certain. I unfortunately did miscalculate the center of the room. So this side is one block shorter than this side, which means I have had to push the wall back one block, which I have already done. I am still needing to do the ceiling and the floor and the wall here. And then I also need to push back all of the chests, which means, since they are pretty full, that's gonna be a little bit of a pain. Because there are a lot of chests. But, yeah. I guess I'd best get started. And there we go. A little bit of time later, we now have a symmetrical storage room. Yeah, I think this looks pretty good. And everything is just about where I can find it. This is the junk section where I have the miscellaneous, this is the nether. Everything here is bulk storage because nothing says bulk storage like cobblestone to me. We have the awesome minerals section. Diamonds are stored in their own separate container in a shulker box. Oh my god, the foxes. The noises the foxes make is just unnerving at night. Oof. And we have all the monster bits here. All the greenery stuff here. I also decided to put snow and cobwebs here because I didn't really know where else to place it. But we'll count it as greenery stuff for now. And we have the ocean stuff here. I actually suppose we need a place to put all these stuff and blocks from the end, but this is very easy to expand. We just dig longer through here, so we can just push the bar wall back even further, make space for another module here. But that will have to be another time. And over here, we are going to have all the colors and the colored blocks. And I think there are 16 colors. So if we have concrete, wool, terracotta, and glass, the stained glass color. I think those are the 4. We could do the glazed terracotta as well, but I think they will get their own section because they look they look very different from just a plain color. So if we have all the white colors here, then we get the blue colors here, the light blue and so on. And I think there are 16, and currently there are only 12 rows. So we also need to expand this by 4, but if we need to give a section to the end over here, I guess that works out by just expanding the room a bit further. But yeah, the design is pretty much done. This is how my storage room is going to look, and I am actually quite happy with how it's turned out. I like the glowstone pillars in the middle. They look amazing. So I think what I need to work on next is the outside of this wall here, because that looks very plain. And also raise the roof a bit. So I'm going to do that next. So this side is what we're going to work on now. I already pushed the roof up by a few blocks so that we now have the roof at the right level. We also have some walls here. And I decided to terraform a little bit to add or pull the ground down a bit so it looks like the fortress is a bit more inside. I don't know how that looks exactly. I guess it looks a little peculiar. Right, I'm not entirely sold on that, but I think for now we'll leave that as it is. What I want to do on the side is to have this same pattern as we see here with the stone bricks, they're polished, a couple deep slate, not the polished deep slate even, and then the tiles, and then the chiseled ones up there. I want to continue this pattern over on the side here. And then above this, where we on this side have the Storm King symbols as best as I could make them, I instead think I might have like a little balcony thing that you can walk out on from the inside, so that you can go out here and look at the view. And that's also the reason why I put the walls up there, is to prevent monsters from just spawning up on the roof because there's no light, and then just falling down on you. I think the walls should help with that, if we do make a little platform here where you can go out into from the inside and look out. So let's get to work on that. Right, that has helped a little bit. It still looks very samey for like this big area here, but I'm gonna leave that as it is for now, because I want to do a bit of work on the inside to see where my platform is going to come out. And actually from this side it looks pretty good. Like if you look at it from this side, I actually like how that looks. Still not entirely sold on the top here. I don't really have any better ideas than what is currently here. So might have to leave that for now. Yeah, I feel like I should do something else up here. I don't feel it looks quite right. How does it look from over here? Yeah. I mean, this looks good, but then again, you can't really see the top. Here it looks, No, I'm gonna have to do something. I just don't know what. All right. That is something to consider another time. So I think that might actually be it for this episode. It's probably getting a bit longish, so I'm gonna wrap it up here, and we are gonna continue work on the interior next time, and then maybe build a little cabin here for the snow foxes, so we can move them from the inside to have their own little cave out here. So thank you all for watching, and Fizzban out.